Hello, hello, my YouTube friends. How are you doing? I just rushed back. Firstly, I would like to apologize for my East Coast viewers because they are really late now. It's like almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and for me, I went for the bike. Hey, hi Jess. Are you really late right now? Right? Like almost 1, right? 1:30. Hello, hello. So is my before I'll just have a little chat with you guys first, and then I'll get to the main subject. Good morning from Florida, 12:20 a.m. Jesse, I apologize for the guys on the West Coast. When I do the live next time, I'll make it earlier just for the DRJ Productions. How are you doing? Thanks for joining me, Carlo. Hello, how are you? And Mr. Florida, he's an awesome guy. Always comments on my channel. Ooh, anyway. Hey Tammy, how are you doing? You Tammy's from West Coast, I think, right? So the time should be like 9:21. Cool. Okay, so my mic's good. I have lots of lights shining on my face. Great. DJ DRJ, West V, cool. Carlo, East Coast, apologize. Apologize. It's so late for you guys. I drove down. I had somebody drive me down. Actually, you guys don't even know where I am. Can you guys guess where I am now? Anybody? Can you guess where I am? California. Okay. Now I'm in Vancouver, Canada. I'm in Vancouver, Canada, and it's the same time as California on the West Coast. Well, I was late today. The reason is yes, in the icebox. Yep. Yeah. Anyways, I went this afternoon. It's a Sunday afternoon. I went down to a motorbike show and take a look at all the different motorbikes because all the manufacturers are there. It's not a really gigantic one, but it's like good enough to see all different type of motorbikes, trail bikes, touring bikes, racing bikes, motocross, and saw a little bit of these guys doing wheelies and whatever, drifting on a bike, and it was pretty awesome. And it was like an hour. It's just like it was at the Abbotsford Airport, and that airport is just next to the border of Blaine, Washington State. So it's just right at the border. Yep, I saw a trike, but actually now the trike is. I saw the Can-Am trike, and there are some Harley Davidsons. They did a custom job on it, and the Piaggio MP3 with the two wheels in the front. I saw that too, and the Yamaha motorbike. Yep, the Yamaha motorbike. So I think everybody is on board. I have a few viewers, and I really appreciate it. And you guys appreciate if you give me a like too. That'd be awesome. Okay, so I think everybody's on board. Just a little channel here. A few 10, 12 people. I'm satisfied. Everything is good for me, but my channel has been suffering. Like, I don't know, I just feel sometimes I don't feel that I'm doing good enough for you guys. Maybe I'm not interesting enough, my voice is boring, or or the topics I go the touch isn't that interesting. um yeah, and I don't know. I'm thinking of many ideas, and yes, I do still often go to China, and usually I go to Shenzhen. It's just across the border, and nowadays you can spend $10 US to take a bullet train, and it's just like a 12, 13-minute ride, and you'll arrive right in the middle of central downtown Shenzhen, and it's really awesome. Hey, Joe Cabrera, moment. Momenti. How are you doing, my friend? Okay. Well, I'll get serious now, and thank you, Tammy. Let me tell you, it has been hell for me for the past 6 months, and I would really like to share some the inside of me and what's happening about me. And this is kind of I try to keep my private life private in a way, but I thought I might want to share this really exciting or really interesting thing that just drove me nuts. Um, like half a year ago, 2018, around like after summer, my mother accidentally, old people, like she's in the 80s, and she fell. She fell down, and luckily she didn't break any bones. And she had some stitches and all that. Um, and she had an MRI. She had all these tests, done at a public hospital, and seems to be all right. But she was really weak, and I was really worried. And my siblings told me, "Hey, you guys, why do you want to go to a public, ER emergency room and all that? Submit her into a private hospital in Hong Kong. Private hospital, okay? Remember that, guys. So when you're a senior, usually if you have an insurance policy for health insurance policy, it's not covered anymore because you have passed a certain age limit." And she was submitted to the private hospital right after all that scan from the public hospital. So she got an ambulance and went straight to the private hospital. First thing, credit card imprint, right? Makes sense. Second question, do you have insurance? No. Okay, fine, Yeah, I know. And even thinking of it now, it's kind of, I'm like really depressed. Like, it's my mom, right? Everybody, is really concerned about family. And my siblings, because we kind of have a conflict in a way, because they thought that the private healthcare system in Hong Kong is the best. Okay, next day, doctor says, "Oh well, okay, we're gonna check her body, do a body check, scan, whatever, another scan." All of the public hospital went through all those scans, right? And so if you're in a private hospital, oh, I can't read these. These are so complex. I have to do my own scan. So the doctor does another whole set of scans for the whole day, and these are really serious, like for everything. Checked out her lungs, checked out her stomach, brain, whatever. And it was dramatic because mom is feeling really, really weak, and plus she's a cancer survivor. 10 years ago, from 2018, she had breast cancer, and she's a survivor. And I was kind of thinking, oh well, has the cancer come back now? If the cancer has, if it's back, we'll be going for a long journey because she's really senior, and if the cancer comes, it's really painful. So I just had that in mind. I didn't say anything. The doctor says, "Oh well, okay." And then next day, the doctor says, uh, the doctor said, "Well, we're gonna still do more tests, urine and all those tests." And then the next day, say, "Oh, I listened to her chest. Well, I there's some pneumonia." Because old people, when something happens, it's like a chain. Everything happens. Well, oh, we hear she has difficulty breathing. We have to put her on oxygen. Okay, fine, do it, right? Because okay, she's on oxygen. And then she said, "Oh well, we saw the X-rays on her lungs. somehow it's just not too clear, looking at the sheets, x-rays, and she says, oh, there's water in the lungs. Okay, we got to take it out. Okay, so what I understand, because my late father had the similar a cancer of some sort, uh, I lost my dad like 10 years ago, and it was traumatic enough already. So this was just like a replay. And then, okay, so they stuck a thing in my mom's back or whatever to get the water out. But the deal is, when I went to the same procedure with my dad, they would just take the water out and leave it, and that's it, and let the lungs recover. But somehow they left the tube inside and just keep on letting it drain. So if you guys are doctors in the house, I don't know what is better, just leaving the thing in there, or just draining the fluid inside, right? Thanks. Eat 197. And it was really dramatic. And okay, the third day, and plus it's the doctor says, well, we in Hong Kong, how this works is, well, they'll first ask you, do you want a big room? Do you want a 4-bed room, like one room with 4 patients? Do you want a room with 3 patients? Do you want a room with 2 patients? You want a private room? Well, the doctor says, well, I think since she's going through so many tests, we better take her to a private room, more privacy for your mother, and blah blah blah. Okay, fine. We trust the doctor. Won't you guys trust your doctor, right? Okay, and then the lungs draining, and then that's the third day, right? And then the doctor said, well, all our reports, x-rays and the blood tests and whatever, all that blah blah blah, um, says, well, get your brothers and sisters together. We're going to have a private meeting, and let's make it this afternoon, say 5 o'clock or something. Okay, I was a private meeting with my siblings, fine. And the doctor was really serious, and so okay, but I wouldn't have thought of anything better, because like worse or anything, it's just because she's taken care of in the private hospital. Don't know and anyways, so we waited at the hospital. Actually, you spent days in the hospital, hours that day, and here comes the meeting. Doctor sits down, everybody have a seat, and the doctor says, and before the doctor had this meeting, yes, it's a long, really long damn day. He brought a few more doctors along, specialists, okay, of some sort, kidney specialists or something like that, the nose, ear, throat specialist, and another specialist for the skin. Her skin wasn't that bad, and okay, came in like 4 doctors, and the news was, your mom has cancer, and then she has 3 months to live. Okay, and that really drove me nuts. What can I say? That's my mom. I said, doctor, oh, gee, it's we were, just losing it. Everybody's losing it, and they show you these X-ray films. Look, her lungs really cloudy, and I think it's a big tumor inside. And then the strange thing is, my mom's a breast cancer survivor. How come her lungs? Oh no, it spread to the lungs already, and that was really bad. And then another thing is, later on they show another X-ray or whatever on the bones, and says your mom is in pain, deep pain. Do you know why my mom's in deep pain? Her bones, because she fell down to the ground. So what do you expect? You guys, I mean, if anybody just dropped down the ground or slipped down, you would feel pain. Plus, if you're a senior citizen, right? I mean, even me falling down, I'll feel pain from my bones. And this is, oh, your mom has big bruises and blah blah blah, and we have good. We see the X-rays that she has bone cancer too. And I said, bone cancer? That's the first thing I heard of, bone cancer. Let- Sorry, guys. And then Okay, bone cancer. Just and bone cancer, and I said, okay then, and the doctor says she's got 3 months to live. So make her happy, please her, and I mean, I was shocked. I was crying, man. I'm a grown man. I'm crying, and it's you got 3 months. That's why we're having this family meeting with you guys. And then she just, and that was the news. Tell your mom, whatever she wants, she pleases. Um, okay, fine. And then the thing is, okay, we went back to the room then, right? And what do you expect me to tell my mom? Like me and my siblings, oh, mom, you're gonna die in 3 months. And what can we? I mean, what would you guys tell your mom? That's really bad. And then the doctor would just keep on hiring more specialists, and it's really traumatic for our family, and that really sucks. And then you would probably notice that my YouTube wasn't. Sometimes I usually put on YouTube, do a video for once a week or something, but like it's really inconsistent. I mean, because I couldn't even think what to film. Do you expect? My brain is just going nuts. Thanks, Tammy. And what can we do? And then the doctor would order all these things for her. Oh, the adult diaper, she would need these. You better order. We order a humidifier. We better order a air cleaner for her in the room. Okay, so these things like it'll cost you air cleaner another $60 US to have an air cleaner, humidifier another $60. Adult diapers. Okay, so be like double adult diapers. Maybe you buy for $20 US. They'll sell for you for 60 in the hospital, right? And that's okay. Whatever, it doesn't matter because if I make a loan from the bank or my credit card, whatever, I can't afford it. I'll pay because I want the best for my mother. And this dragged on for days and days. And Asian people, they don't really like hospital food. So I don't know, have you seen my cooking channel? But my passion is cooking good food. So every afternoon, I'm trying to put myself together, trying to cook my mom some Chinese soup, some Chinese dishes that she likes. And I even did a hot pot for her. She really liked that. And it went on for a week. And the doctor, every time the doctor would come in, it's like a team now. The team would come in, like 5 or 6 doctors. The team would come in and says, "Oh, blah 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 blah." And the first thing I said, well, you told me the news. Now it's been 3 days, looks over a week now in the hospital. So what's going on? What's going on, right? You already told me. So, well, and then the doctor says, "Well, you better start her on the chemotherapy. Tomorrow morning we'll arrange everything with chemotherapy. We would do the radiation treatment, and she'll be really sick, but she's like really old and stuff like that." And this dragged on for a week. And then I'll ask the doctor, and he said, "Well, we'll start the chemo then, okay?" And then I know, gee, chemotherapy. I mean, you lose your hair and all that, but when you're young, you can fight it out, you can tough it out, right, guys? But now she's that old. I mean, it'll be worse. Seriously, it'll be worse doing the chemo, right? I mean, for the age, she might not even survive the chemotherapy because it's so intense. It's radiation and all that. She's gone through that like 10 years ago, and you can see the scars, and it's really horrific. Anyways, I hope I'm not boring you with this, but I just wanted to share the traumatic experience. And after this things, I'm stressed out. Everybody's stressed out. Everybody has no mood to go with their daily lives. But I, as a dad, I have to take care of my kids and everything, take care of my work, take care of everything. And then after like 2 weeks, I told the doctor, "Well, what's going on?" Well, we're still waiting for the chemo, blah blah blah. And I thought to myself, well, it's kind of bullshit. Why are you letting my mom here, not doing anything, and just always dragging along? And the doctors would come in 3 times a day. So every time the doctors come in, there will be a consultation charge. So it's been, over a week and a half, private hospital, paying out of our own pockets. I said, Mom, um, don't live in your apartment. Hong Kong people, we all live in apartments. We don't have the luxury to live in a house because it's just too much. So, Mom, I'll move you out of the your apartment. Come stay with me, okay? Stay with me. Take over my daughter's room. She can sleep on a sleeping bag or whatever. She'll be fine. So mom stays with me. She's really weak, but since that fall, the thing is, I kind of believe the private doctors because when she fell after that, all this time she couldn't walk. She was just shaking her body and just really weak. And the thing is, she couldn't eat. And the bad thing, I cook all the good foods for her, right? She would just eat, for example, she would just have a couple of spoons of rice. And she said, oh, I'm full. I don't know if I eat something, I'll vomit. And which she vomited and all that. And what the hell is going on, right? And then she can't control her bowel movement, couldn't eat, can only drink a little bit of water. And she's just getting skinnier and skinnier, losing weight. And it's just like all bony. It's really sad when you see a person like lose so much weight and you see it's just, being a sick person and all the bones and, no meat on your face, and shaking like holding a spoon like that. And it was sad. It's sad. I know that my mom's with me now, but somehow what's going on? Does cancer do that? So I'm just Googling every night, symptoms, blah, 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 doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right. She's seen other doctors, diabetes doctor, heart doctor, cardio doctor, what do you call it? Cardio doctor, uh, blood pressure. She has when you're old, you see all these specialist doctors. Like she's seeing them, and they're all in good standing. And it just doesn't feel right. And then big fight, big family fight happened. I told my siblings, well, screw it. I know these doctors from the private hospital, whoever owns it, blah blah blah. I'm gonna make an appointment to go back to the public hospital to see a specialist on the cancer that she's going through. Private doctor said she has bone cancer, she has lung cancer, and it's all spread out. Yeah, cardiologist. Thank you. Okay, and then we made an appointment. But public hospitals, you usually wait for a really really long time. So I went there, talked to doctors. My cousin works there actually, so I told my cousin, "Well, can you help us? Please. Mom's really sick." And then she talked to this doctor, and then she said, "Okay, okay, we'll fit you in 2 weeks' time." Okay, fine, 2 weeks' time. And then the doctor waited for that 2 weeks. Think about those 2 weeks. She's shaking, like have to change adult diaper. Take care of her 100%. No problem. I'm happy to take care of her. And then 2 weeks passed slowly. and then made the appointment to go to the public hospital in Hong Kong. Okay, they saw her pulse really weak, shaking, blood pressure is really, really low. They found out she doesn't have enough blood. Uh, I mean, all these symptoms, but there was a different symptoms than the private hospital. Okay, so it's just not enough blood in the body, so she's feeling lightheaded, shaking, blood pressure very low, sugar level is really low, uh, no appetite. So they admitted her to the hospital. So she got a bed. But don't expect, like, you go to a public hospital, don't you expect to get a private room? No. You would sleep in a big room, right? A ward, right? You live in a ward. So there will be like 20 patients in one section. It's fine. You know, my kids are, no, my siblings are saying, what are you doing to your mother? Huh? Who do you give some respect, some dignitary? You know, so this was really bad for, and then I have to deal with my siblings now. Yep. And then fighting with my siblings. And my younger sister is a doctor. Why? Yeah, I don't understand you, brother. You know, you're the oldest brother. You're killing my mother. My mother's already, you know, feeling sick. You're taking my mom away. You're taking her away, taking her life away. I said, I don't care. Okay, you went to the private hospital. You did all that, and then now we're in the public hospital. So she was admitted into the big ward. So there's like 30 people in there. Good, fine. The adult diapers and all that, they don't provide you. So you have to go and get it yourself. Fine. They supply you with water. Fine. You know, a jug of water. They supply bed sheets and they change your bed sheets and all that. There's a nurse, but one nurse is to like 5, 6 patients. Okay. Instead of one-on-one, right? Of course. That's fine also. And the doctor told us, well, we just only had a few x-rays when she went to the ER emergency room. But do you guys have like x-rays from the private hospital and all that? I said, yeah. And so it was a lot of x-rays, you know, it's just like a stack of, it's like you guys doing a thesis, you know, that's how much, and then CDs too. And yep. So my brothers is not really talking to me. Even at this moment, they are not really talking to me. I haven't seen my sister for like over 4 months. She messages me, but she hasn't seen me at all for these 4 months. My brother, I've seen him once in this 4 months because a friend invited us to a party and he was invited too. See, that's the relation right now. Anyways, which is a pressure for me because we are really close siblings. And then she went, and then okay, the specialist came to my mother and then just checked her out and everything. And they did the same, basically the same, went through the things and still had some water in the lungs. So they just drained it. But the thing is, my mom said, "Oh, this doctor's really good." They just drained the water out of the lungs and just removed the thing. They never kept the needle in there, so there wasn't any more pain they had to deal with. So good, because that's when my dad had this thing. The drain, you just remove the water and let it drain, and that was it. And then the doctor comes to my mom, like 2 days again, 2 days, and plus the. By the way, the charges for a public hospital in Hong Kong, if you're a Hong Kong resident, you a permanent resident, you are entitled to use everybody's entitled to use the public hospital system. But if you are a permanent resident of Hong Kong, you would only pay $15 US for a night at the hospital. $15. And it's all government, subsidy. which is really good. Later on, I'll talk to you the costs about at the private hospital, but I'm going to the public hospital now. Okay, so there's these few days. The gee, this is even so traumatic to talk about it. Excuse me, guys. Anyways, the doctor said, Mr. Wood, thank you very much. Appreciate it. The doctor said, "Oh well, okay, we'll have to look for your X-rays and everything, and we'll check everything out thoroughly, same as the private doctors. But they said we have to spend a little bit more time, and we have to take additional blood tests, urine tests, and all these type of tests, and X-ray, chest X-ray, because some weren't taken so good in the private hospital, so they had to retake it." Okay, and the thing is, okay, fine, no problem, right? So we're worried because she had 3 months to live. She had 3 months to live, and you can really, I really think that she had 3 months to live because it was just, it's so. I mean, you can see her; she's weak, shaking, couldn't walk. Standing like that, walking. Couldn't even get up. Couldn't even eat, still couldn't eat. I would buy her these vitamin shakes, or those whatever shakes similar to the food, but you drink that, and she's just struggling to drink those things, and in a hospital, and um, plus that the nurse there, they won't feed her, like sit down and spoon by spoon feeding her in a public hospital. You would see in a private hospital they would do this for you, but so my mom was kind of feeling neglected, and she was going screaming, because she's already feeling pain. Nobody gives a damn about me, blah blah, no attention, and it's bad. And I felt it was, what's going on with this public hospital? So my brothers and sisters were right. Like I felt, right? Why did I take her out of the private hospital to put her in the public hospital? And they feel, you see, you're torturing my mom. What are you doing to my mother now? You take my mom away, you put her in this public hospital, so you're torturing because my mom's crying, screaming. Nobody's taking care of her. They only change the diapers like 2 times a day. They won't do any more because it's overwhelming. And so we had to go and take turn to do all this for my mother, right? And then a few days later, the doctor came, and guess what the doctor said? She has no cancer. What are you talking about? She has no cancer. I mean, he was honest to me, and no cancer, right? So we were thinking, oh, wow, that was a release. But we would ask the doctor, why is my mom so weak? Why is she like that? She would say, if you fell down and something happened to you, and plus you were 80 plus years old, your body would just all shut down. Everything shut down in my mom's. We're talking. This is Queen Mary, and okay, it was released, but relieved. So ask the doctor, why is she still feeling so? Because I'm worried she's still feeling really weak, couldn't eat, all this bad things happening to her. At first, she was even fighting with the nurse. The nurse can't really give a damn because she's got so many patients, all overwhelming. and then and then we know she's hasn't got serious cancer, right? So the oncologist, the doctor, talked to me personally, Actually, technically, your mother has cancer. Technically, everybody has cancer. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Everybody. So when they do a blood test or whatever, everybody has cancer cells in their body, but depends of how much cancer cells. So technically, they didn't really lie to you, but in a way that they would say that so to let your whole family go to explode like a big bomb and every all hell breaks loose and you listen to the private doctors. And after that, the doctor says, well, she's good enough. We're going to give her some antibiotics, going to give her some, change her medicines. So she would have new antibiotics for her infection or whatever on her body for the wounds. She would have some diabetes medicine to control the blood sugar and some high blood, is that the blood, not blood pressure, yeah, the gave her, yeah, they gave her some blood transfusion because her body wasn't, she didn't have enough blood, so gave her blood transfusion. And the medicines she picked up was a week's subscription of medicine was $15 US per bottle. Okay, but there is some anti-cancer medicine. The doctor said we can't cover that, but this is just to control the hormones. So in case her cells were strong in a way that, I mean, not if killing her, but it's good to just condition the cells, the cancer cells. So that medicine would be for I think for 10 days, it's like 2,000 US. Okay, fine, because it would help my mother, right? So I'll go for it, right? We'll have it. We take the medicine, and the doctor told me the health system in Hong Kong, because it's really overwhelming. There's a lot of people they have to take care of, and which I do understand. But your mom is already on the list, so she can see the oncologist, see him, the oncologist, in a regular basis. So all she does now is to make an appointment every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, she would make an appointment at like 2 o'clock. So before 2 o'clock, she would arrive 1 o'clock to scan, do the X-rays again to check everything, and then she has to come 10 in the morning to do a blood test. So in the blood test, we didn't know. She didn't have to line up because senior citizens before 10 o'clock, you don't need to line up. You would just go straight up. They'll take the blood test. So that would only take 10 minutes. Before I didn't know, and it took 1.5 hours. So, so if anybody senior want to take a blood test, you have to go there before 10 a.m. Anyway, my mom, so fine, mom went back, we'll take all these medications, and I can see her slowly improving, which is a good sign, right? So we went back 2 weeks later for the appointment to the doctor. And the doctor, of course, before that, did all the blood tests, X-rays again before we made, we had the appointment 2 weeks later, right? So the doctor says your mom is getting well slowly. Um, Everything is going smoothly, uh, and her appetite, and then she had to take some medicine to increase her appetite because she wasn't eating, and that was another $15. So which is good. So she consistently saw the doctors 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, she would see the doctors in the public hospital, which is good. Yep. And because, old people like younger people, we fall, there's no big deal. But this is so much of a mess that just one fall, and people said that I'm lucky in a way because she didn't die from it. Because seniors can die from just one fall. They'll break the pelvis or something, get into complications, and they'll be gone. So slowly, the doctors has been taking care and monitoring my mother well. and they are really respectful to my mother, which I really appreciate. The Hong Kong government taking good care of my mother, and I'm happy. So she is still weak in a ways, but she's staying with me. I don't let her stay by herself anymore. And let's put this on the side now. So let's talk about the private hospital, okay? So what's happening with the private hospital? Why did I take her out of the private hospital? She spent 2 weeks there. So remember the things: humidifier, air cleaner, the oxygen she was breathing, everything had a charge to it, right? All the specialists. And it was traumatic because they told my mother she had 3 months to live because the cancer is all spread out. And they said, look at your mom. You press here, mom would, that's your cancer. That's a cancer. It's all the cancer. And all together on the private hospital, do you know how much we paid for the private hospital? We paid for that 2 weeks over 100,000 Hong Kong. So that would be like 15,000. No, 100,000 US. 100,000 US for all of that dramatic things. Because every specialist visiting her every day for 3 times, remember, would be a consultation charge. So every time they walk in for breakfast, yes, 100,000 US, yes, that's normal. Because they use the scare tactics to scare you. So everything they say you would agree because your mom, the life is on their hands. And any hope that I have for my mom to survive is in their hands. So for us, getting the $100,000 for the hospital bills and medicine, everything was a real, that was traumatic too. Because all of us have our responsibilities, all of us have our families and everything. So, what can I say? So, like in North America, like you don't have health insurance, something happens, Zest makes it file a complaint at the Hong Kong government. Are you kidding me? Doctors often kill the patient by accident, gave him wrong medication, whatever, and nothing happens. Oh, well, we'll suspend you for 3 months. Okay, that's it. They won't even revoke their license forever. It's, oh, I'll punish you for like 6 months, maybe. So all the private doctors charge, everybody has their big charge. So because there's one team leader, the team leader, and they find their friends, the group of doctors, to get into this big chunk of meat, to dig in, to get cash out of it, squeeze the cash. But they did nothing. They did not. All they did is just scared the crap out of me and our family. So I had to get a bank loan. Had to get a bank loan just for the hospital bill. What can I say? Nothing. We that's a lot of money. You had to come up with that money to pay it off. There's no way you can pay it off your credit card because it's too high of amount of money because the interest is like 22%. So there's crazy. So you have to mortgage your house for the loan and pay it back. That's what happens if you see a private doctor in Hong Kong without insurance. Without insurance. I have insurance. Put it this way, I go to the hospital, a private hospital, to see the doctor and says, I want a complete full body check. I think something, some chest pain or whatever. Okay, fine. And the first thing they'll ask you, do you have insurance? And I would say, yes, I do have insurance. So how much it cover, whatever? I mean, I'll just say, whatever. My insurance is this, and just show them my Blue Cross or whatever. And the doctor will charge accordingly. And I would have to pay for the total amount first. And the insurance company will reimburse the money. So last time I had a body check was 2 years ago. And the body check cost me 15,000 US. But I had insurance, right? So I just had to pay a deductible, maybe pay 200 US deductible. So the 15,000 dollar bill would be, they'll reimburse me the check. But the reason these numbers keep to a reasonable amount for the insurance companies, because if the doctors play this kind of monopoly games with all their doctors and charge me up to 100 grand, the insurance will sue their ass and they'll get all the lawyers, everything, and they'll make sure they won't practice anymore. Because you guys know, when you're trying to cheat the insurance, and they'll get onto you and they'll make sure there's nothing left of you. So that's the deal with having medical insurance for a private doctor. So everybody would say, well, go to a private hospital. Yes, go to a private if you have insurance. So the conclusion is the winner was the public hospital for my mother. And thank you for your well wishes. After moving to my apartment, she is now living in Vancouver. Because I feel that Vancouver has good air, good water, good everything. And the most important thing, it's a quiet city. The population isn't that big. The whole of the whole of British Columbia has as much people as in Hong Kong. And Hong Kong is just a dot on the map. British Columbia, you know how big is British Columbia in Canada? It's bigger than the whole of West Coast. And there's only like 7 million population, give or take. And it's really spread out. Yeah, my mom is a BC resident too. So she has healthcare and everything. But so why am I in Vancouver now? Because of my mom. So I'm here to visit, take care of my mom. She wants to do anything, whatever. I'll be the driver. I, take her. The reason I made this live kind of late for you guys. I'm sorry it's so late for you guys, because I had to take my mom to the casino, and she likes to play those slot machines. So I'm just sitting down here, just eating my sandwich, and she's fine. It's great as long as she's having a good time. As a son, as a son, whatever this is good. She's having the good life now. She's been here for a few months already, a couple of months, maybe 3 months. And she gained 20 pounds. She's gained 20 pounds. and she can actually eat now. I mean, I love I love eating steaks. I even cooked her steaks, and she even ate like some steak. And I cooked her some pork belly, and she ate the pork. And anything I cooked, she ate, which is wasn't during the time in Hong Kong. This wasn't happening at all. There wasn't when she was recovering. You kind of had, I kind of had lost all hope. So I don't mind coming here, North America, just fly over like 13, 14-hour flight. Fine. Take her mom. So I don't know if she wants to come back to Hong Kong. She's welcome anytime. I will take care of her, and she's good. She's on the medication, and the insurance covers it here, everything too. And so when she goes back to Hong Kong, she's a resident. She will get her. She'll rebook her doctor's oncology doctor in Hong Kong. So if you are in the system for the public hospital in the system already, seeing a specialist, you don't have to wait and get really bad service or anything like that, because it's a different level completely. So my friends who are in Asia or in Hong Kong thinking the system is really bad, yes, it is. When you go to the ER, you would wait 3 to 4 hours just to see a doctor for a cold or something, and they'll charge you $15 US, right? But when she's in contact with the specialist, there's a referral letter or whatever, all she does is the nurse would call you, well, when's your mom want to come by? We have an appointment. We can schedule her in, what time, blah, blah, 3 o'clock, say. It'll be good. Yep. I would say Vancouver, Canada is pretty good for her. I mean, she's good. She's happy. I mean, you can tell because when I see her, her face is red. Because before it's pale and it's all shrinked, her head has shrunk. That was really bad. Everything is good except I have a big ass loan right now from the bank. So I have to think of something to make back for it, because I got to pay my debt. Of course, we're gonna split the cost with my siblings, but somehow I don't know why the blame has come to me. I'm the evil brother now because Asian people, they want face. Okay, fine, it's okay. I don't mind. I can be the loser, but the winner is my mother. She's healthy. She's happy. She's going ka-chung, 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 She won. She got a free play just now for $8, and she just went playing for like an hour, and she won, I think, $50 or something like that. Yeah, fine. She's happy. That's life, isn't it? Everybody have to enjoy life. But the thing is, even though you have $1 billion in life, you don't have no health. It equals zero, right? So this was, this is the shocking experience of my life. It's really bad, So I hope she's recovering good now. She's healthy. She's watching these Chinese dramas that I don't even watch. I don't even touch. But yeah. So that's my story, guys. And it was traumatic, traumatic for me and for everybody, and it just drove me nuts. Even now, my siblings are thinking, gee, you took my mother, now she's in Vancouver. Why are you hiding your mom? I mean, hey, she's here. She's not going anywhere. You guys can fly over and see her. I don't see any big deal, but I don't see you guys coming. Why am I here? Right? I'm here. I mean, I have my family too. My kids, you've seen my kids, right? They're in school studying every day. I have to, I WhatsApp them and did you do your homework? Are you eating good? Do you play any sports? I'm doing my job too, but it's like remote control over there. So they get to kind of have their freedom, instead of my boring face in front of me. So this is what happened to my life for this half a year. Louis the plumber, hello. And this, even now thinking, my eyes, just the tears. And it reminds me every month because I have to make payments. It's fine. It's okay. I have hands, I have feet. I can make money. I can work, whatever. It's no big deal. And plus, my goal, I'm gonna get old someday, and I hope my kids will do the same to me, right? And as for this channel, I mean, I've seriously done this thing for over a year now, and I've met you beautiful, awesome people here, and you're like a family to me. You guys are like a family to me, and I hope I can build my channel bigger. Sometimes it's just depressing, you do a video and it's like, it's nothing to do with you guys, okay? I'm just telling, this is my personal feelings, okay? I went to Thailand during Christmas time with my kids, and of course everybody's having a good time. Hey, Jeremy, sorry that, man, you're in Ontario so late. So glad you're joining me. Anyways, you guys, I'll leave this video on for a week or a couple weeks or so. I won't show it because it's really, I don't want to see myself. Yeah, and where was I? Yeah, I want to do well in this channel. I want to make a career out of it. It might be a joke for some, you never make it, you never, because that's what my friends told me. Yeah, forget about BS. But when I was in Thailand, let me tell you, okay, it's not a grudge or anything against you guys. It's just my personal feeling. Today is BR is coming forward with you guys. I just want to be closer to you guys. I just want to share my personal feelings about this channel and my family with you guys. I was in Thailand and everybody's had vacation, but for me, hey Vince, I have to say, hey guys, wait for me. I want to do this video. I want to vlog something. I want to share my experience with my subscribers and all that. And it's kind of hard. You have to juggle the family with your personal vlogging, because when I do a vlog, they have to just hang around and do nothing, but they want to do their things. They want to sightsee, they want to shop and all that. But sometimes I have to look up the internet and see, oh, what is an interesting place to show you guys to vlog on, so I have to say, kids, bear with me today. I have to go to this place and do it again. And for example, the Pattaya street walking, I went there 3 times already because I didn't get some videos, and plus I had to be good with my videos. What I'm saying, I have to be, it's it's a go-go bar disco place, but you cannot show up too late because it will be all boom 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 boom, and there's crazy girls running around and all that. But I want to make it a good image in a way, so I just have to come and film just before all the craziness happens. So first time I got it wrong because it's already in the middle of everything is crazy. Streets are crowded and it's crazy. You know what I mean when you see those bars. So I went there so many times to film this thing. I chartered, me and my buddy, we shared the chartered. I thought it'd be nice. Yeah, get a crazy Thai girl. I'm already nuts now. I don't need a crazy Thai girl. I have enough crap I have to deal with, guys. Well, I charter a boat with my friend Kev. He's a good friend of me, and we help each other out in some things. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kicker. And then we chartered a boat, and I went to these beaches that it's not really accessible for a general tourist. You have to charter these boats to go out to the islands. I thought it would do well. I just wanted to do this video, but like I have like only 200 plus views on it. Sometimes I struggle with my channel. I mean, you guys are awesome guys. You are the top of the world. You are my family, you know. But sometimes I just see like 200 views, something like that, and it's just really depressing. Brown Eyes has feelings too, you know. Maybe I'm not coming up with more interesting topics, you know. And some other guy, you know, my other good friends, vloggers, they're way more successful than I am. They're way more successful than I am, and there's no doubt. And plus, they help me out and they give me ideas and all that. But the deal is, they have their attention because they talk about the good and the bad. And sometimes they go too far in the bad of China, talking trash about China. I mean, every country in the world has the good and the bad. Do you agree? I'm not, you know, America has the good and has the bad side. Canada has the good side and the bad side. China has the good side and has the bad side. But I don't know. It's. I mean, I can get a lot of attention, you know, just talking trash, you know, just trash talking. But I'm not that, you know. Hey, Austin, I don't like. There's just talking too much trash about any place, you know. I mean, Hong Kong has the bad too, as well as the good, right? But there's no point. Like, how can I say this? Like, I'm being totally honest. Am I going to get barred from China? I would never get barred from China, okay? For example. But some people that I know are vloggers are banned from China. They're not welcome there. And because clickbait titles, yeah, that's a good idea. And yeah, maybe everyday life vlogging, I can try something like that. You know, those guys, I won't mention any names, okay? But some of the vloggers that I know are banned from China because they talk the negative as well as the positive. But there's more negative than the positives. But as a viewer, won't it be nice you just see when there's drama, then when there's something bad happening, you'll be interesting to watch that crap because it's just curiosity, and we are human, and that's expected, right? But for me, I try to show the brighter things in life because everybody knows there's a good and there's a bad. Like before I did this live, you thought I'm the top of the world. I have no worries. I have no problems. BR is just fantasy land, right? But last year has been hell. Hell really has been hell. And now it's just slowly settling down a little bit, you know? Yeah. And like nobody's perfect, you know. So I just trying to make some more interesting, you know, things to vlog about. I mean, I did just now this afternoon, this morning, I went to the bike show. If I show that, I don't know, would you guys be interested to seeing these motorbikes? I just did one on a supercar before I left. Did one in Shenzhen. They make the number one fastest supercar in the world, and it's a EV electric car, and the name is Neo. So I told them I want to make a vlog about it, and I would show my friends, and they welcomed me. They opened. It's a private area. They didn't even think about it, and they just let me in, and I filmed everything. Yeah, true, Austin. It's true. Yeah, I've been in touch. Since I'm in North America, I've been in touch with Wilson and Sea Milk. They're all doing well. Sea Milk's, yeah, yep. So I'm gonna edit this supercar in Hong Kong, the fastest supercar, not in Hong Kong, in China, and it's just amazing, this car. Finally they can do something is good. I mean, China has their problem, and not even now. I feel bad. Like, I'm in Canada, okay, and you hear about the Huawei thing, right? And the CFO is in house under house arrest. What, should I go there and vlog here? Yeah, that's her house there. Like, she's in there. There's police, couple of police in front. I know exactly where she is, anyways. What? Thank you, Luz. Um, and the guy from Canada in China, he had drugs, trying to smuggle drugs or whatever. That's what I see in the news. And he appealed his sentence for 15 years. So suddenly the government just said, "Okay, let you appeal." So we decided to execute him. Well, see, these are the things that I don't really want to talk about. And I don't want to be caught in between, Louis the plumber, my mom had I think stage 3 on the breast cancer too. It's horrific. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'll try to tell about the good stuff. But somehow, when you do business, it's. Have you guys seen that show? I Want to Be a Millionaire. Is it the guy was Regis Philbin? You know that they want to when the game starts, people would eliminate. They want to eliminate the smartest person first, so they want to kill each other. So I feel it's from business. If you're successful in your business, they want to kill you. So what, they leave all the weak guys, at the end, so they can have more chance of winning. Because if they compete against the real thing, they will never win, right? Did you see? Is it like How to Be a Millionaire? That's with Regis Philbin. I think it's kind of that kind of tactic, anyways. Well, I'm off topic, and I'm trying to, and it's good here because I have plenty of time to talk to you guys, and I hope I'm not too boring. And my true feelings. Yeah, I try to log. Here, let me show you. I have this camera. I have this camera right here, and nowadays I just keep this camera with me in my pocket every day. So I have this camera here, guys. So it's pretty good. It's like a gimbal thing. See, that's how it works. So I would take this with me wherever I go. See, pretty interesting. So I turn it off, and it just shuts down, and you just put it in this hard shell case. So I just have this in my pocket. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll leave the link of this camera at the description box down there, so you guys can check it out. It's good, but the bad thing about this camera is it doesn't have a mic input. Really sucks. Look, there's no mic input. You see? Here, since I'm on it, I'm not doing a here, here's my phone. See my phone and my Xiaomi phone. Anyways, are you guys do you guys see my Instagram? I have a link on my page. On my Instagram page. Here, I can wait, guys. This is my Instagram page. And if you guys, I love cooking. So all my cooking, all the foods I eat and I make myself is here. And this thing is cool. Okay, you can see this screen is really small. So I'll turn it on. Okay. You can see me there. Picture in the picture. Hey. Okay, and you plug it in the phone. There's a USB-C, or you can plug into an iPhone. Okay. And so the image will transfer on the phone automatically. You probably can't see. You can see it's too dark. Let me turn this up, guys. Hope you guys are interested in what I'm talking about. I'm not boring you guys too much. Here. Wait. It's just too dark. It's not picking up. But anyways, maybe I'll leave it a bit further. Yeah, you can see it. You see? Can you see the screen? So you just control and press this thing, and it'll record from your cell phone, and you'll just hold this like that and use it. And you can adjust you can take a still picture, video, thing on it. So I keep this sucker with me, and I can make videos. Okay, so this is the tool. I'll keep in my pocket all the time, guys, which is okay. So if you guys have any more questions to ask me, this has been hell. Excuse me for being so sad face today. I wish I could have a happy face. I'll have a happy face because I see you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys, you're the guy. You guys, sometimes I want to do more live videos, but I don't know. Is it boring? Some people told me if you do too many lives, people won't be interested, watching you or anything. But I've seen some of your wood scuff. Thank you. I inspire Chinese. Yep. And I'll try to make more, Yeah, who wants to be a millionaire? Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up with these things. Oh, yeah. Vegas, RC truck. Actually, with the Porter axles and shocks. Those are awesome. On YouTube, I've been seeing the RC Land Cruisers, and they make a film of the RC models climb, and it just looks so real. You can't even tell it's, Hey, Spikester. Spikester is a good friend of mine. He came, I inspired him to come to Hong Kong to check Hong Kong out. And we had a tea time in the, Cha Chan Tang. Cha Chan Tang. I did that video before. Cha Chan Tang is a British style inspired Chinese food. So the Chinese dishes is like a fusion between the East and the West, right? Spikester 1, Splinster 1. Yes, thank you. Yeah, and some people, some guys, they message me. So if you guys want to message me or whatever, please come to my Facebook page, and the links of my Facebook and the Instagram is on my page on YouTube. Yep, it's a great time, right? In Hong Kong. So if you guys ever come to Hong Kong, actually, basically, I'm in Hong Kong most of the time, but I'm here. The sole reason of me being here is to see my mom and take care of her. And I'll be, usually I'm in Hong Kong. So any Hong Kong viewers here, you guys in the afternoon now, feel free to message me. I love you guys. You guys messages me. I love it. We have a good communication. So anything you want me to talk about, I'll be more than happy to talk about, And when I have a Lexus SUV, it's a really old 1997, SUV. So when I come here, I buy the insurance tags, and the tag was like $1,600 Canadian, so like $1,300 US, just to get that insurance. It's crazy for like a 20-year-old plus truck. The insurance in Vancouver, it's going nuts, you guys. But it's good that when I go, so when I head back for the Chinese New Year, I can just take these tags out and just get my money back. So they refund me. I think they prorated how much insurance I used, but the plates is like $18, the tax. So they'll deduct the bucks for plus maybe $30 or something. So it works out fine for me. And you know, insurance is good here. So that was yeah. So let's go back to my siblings. So now my siblings, they still have the blame on me. So I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what to do. It's really bad. It's because of my mom. But at the end, I want my mom to be happy. I don't know. Can you guys see the title, the picture of this live? I have a picture taken when I was like this small, like 2 years old, maybe, or 1 year old, 2 years old, just able to stand. And we took it. My dad took that picture like in a park somewhere in North America because basically we stayed. You seen it? Oh, cool. Um, my dad's an architect. Baby brown eye. Yeah, basically, my dad's an architect, so he got his training. He had to do all these hours of training throughout the whole North America. So he has my late father has like an architecture license from Australia. He has an architecture in America, a license, and a Canadian architecture license. Yep. Jesse, they blame me because I'm the oldest brother. Yep, the government sells car insurance in British Columbia, Canada. The government sells liquor. The government owns the liquor stores in British Columbia. You cannot, I mean, now they just relaxed the law. You can buy wine only. Yes, you can buy wine in the supermarkets. But still, if you want a six pack, you want some Scotch whiskey or brandy, you have to go to the designated government liquor store to get your liquor. I'm not talking trash though. I mean, it's a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing. I don't know. Okay, I'm just being neutral, trying to be neutral here, because some guys told me, talk about insurance, government owned. Yes. Um. In no Woodscaff. Your question is, it should be equal responsibility between all the siblings. No. Unfortunately, in the Asian culture, if you're the oldest sibling, you would get the blame for anything. And naturally, I would say to them, "Hey, why don't you guys come to Canada or whatever, visit your mom? Hey, you're the oldest. You're the oldest brother. It's your job. You should do everything." That, unfortunately, the culture, you know, I'm not good with Chinese culture, but obviously, I'm getting a good feed, a dose of this Asian culture. I've done all this for my mom. I'm not saying that I'm the greatest son. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm not saying, I'm trying my best to do well for my mother. Nor I don't expect her to say thank you or anything, because it is my duty as a son. It doesn't mean like the older son or younger son or whatever, but for me personally, is to give back as much as I can possibly do for my mother, because you only get to have one mom, right? Makes sense, doesn't it? And I don't expect, mom's happy. Everybody have all the power. Where's all my power? My power is all here. No power. What's the power? There's no power. I mean, yes, the power when I was young, you can tell your siblings, hey, do this, do that, blah blah blah. Point. Can you get me this drink? Can you get me this? Right? But you now we have families. Everybody, we have families. We have kids and everything. That's that's the way it goes, I guess. And I'm not, I'm in no way I make the decisions. That's the power, right, Mr. Austin Tang? I guess I override them in a way because I told my siblings that my mom is going to stay with me in the apartment in Hong Kong. And I made the decision to put my mom on the plane to move her to Vancouver. Yes, in a way that I override them. I didn't listen to their advice or anything. I just sent her here. But all in all, I don't know. This is the honest truth of the story. And mom is happy now. That's yeah, that's the power. Yeah, but it's not. It's just I'm just doing what's a son supposed to do or a daughter, and I'm doing my best for her, and I feel uh, I'm doing good because she's doing well. She's doing much better than before. In a few months ago, she couldn't even like get up in the chair. She would just go. But now she can just walk off, go to the bathroom, whatever. You know. But for the power that in the Asian family, as the oldest sibling, you can, you know, in actually, here's a question: are the hospitals in Canada better quality? Okay. For example, my mom, since she came over a few months ago, she never went to a hospital in Canada. She just saw a doctor, a GP, to check all her vital signs, checked all her things, and everything was good. But I think the hospital, uh, I think it's pretty good. I've been to the hospital to see people and all that, and I think they're pretty reasonable. Yeah, I would say. But like if you have cancer or something like that, if people have money, they can go to the Mayo Clinic in America, south of the border, to get better medical attention. Right? They're going to go to Stanford Medical, or go to San Francisco, for the hospital there. Those are pretty famous. Like if because it won't be covered under your insurance, it will be all privatized, right? But in Canada, it's everybody is entitled for medical insurance, unlike in America. Okay, guys. So, guys that didn't understand the medical system in the healthcare in Canada. Yep, and both of my kids were born in Los Angeles. My daughter was born premature, and when she came out, when she was born, she was three almost like 3.6 pounds, and that was like that big. So she was in ICU, NICU, for 2 weeks, and they had to put a ventilator on her because her lungs wasn't developed. Uh, she had to. Her skin was the color wasn't right. Yeah, the NICU. Yeah, Jesse, you know what I'm talking about. Um, and a lot of, and they use their little feet for injections or something like that, and live in a box with oxygen or something like that inside. And that went on for like 2.5 weeks in a hospital. and the total hospital bill was 85,000 US. You're right, 85,000 US. But we had insurance, so our deductible was 300 US, $300 deductible. Yeah, incubators. Yep. So that was my daughter, and she was just like that small, and I was worried, when you come out. So you must have, when you get older, something might have happened to you or something. But thank God she's well and well and very happy and loves to eat. Like my kids when they were young, feeding them formula. Until now, they still drink full cream milk in the morning and at the nighttime before they go to bed. So this is a habit. Yep. So thank you very much. Uh, yes, Jesse. she's really American. She's so patriotic. My daughter. This is, I'm American. Because she would always have this issues because both of our kids have are international school, and those international schools came from the when it was a colony from Hong Kong. So those schools were like colonized schools, like from the British. So um, she always have issues with the teachers, like saying the English, like what I mean, like tomato, like taking a lift in a versus elevator, and she got so furious one day. She was writing an essay, and she write color, color, and she got points taken out because she spelled color wrong, and she was furious. Okay, I have a question. Okay, haha, what's your favorite Western food? My favorite Western food is probably steak, uh, baby back ribs, my baby back ribs, right? And good burger. I mean, a real good burger. I mean, yep. In Hong Kong, they just opened the Five Guys burger, and the line was like around the corner. It's like you had to wait 1.5 hours to buy a overpriced Five Guys burger, and I would not line up. You know, oh, BBQ is awesome. So every time I have a chance, I go to the BBQ restaurant and have the beef brisket. Beef brisket is my favorite, and some beef ribs because beef ribs are kind of rare, and baby back ribs, of course, right? Yeah, Five Guys. I mean, hey, you overpriced, but you get unlimited peanuts, right? But now I think the biggest deal in Hong Kong is the what's that? Shake Shack burger. That's another permanently. That's 1.5 hour wait for overpriced burger. It's like $15 just for the burger, and you want like to have a meal. It's like they had two, like $20. Yep, Dave Phillips. This is why we no longer have private medical in Canada. They often are blood sucking scumbags. My father here in Canada has just passed, but he had excellent care. Yes, so far, excellent in Canada. I mean, the doctor, my mom didn't get admitted to the hospital, but she got went to a doctor, and the doctor was really good, and the medicine she got reimbursed. There's a limit, like she give you pharmacare. And my Canadians viewer, I just discovered something for seniors over 55. Here's a free ad, okay? If you go to Shoppers Drug Mart, you get 20% off because you're a senior every Thursday, guys. Did you know that? That's a good deal, actually. And if sometimes they have specials at Shoppers Drug Mart. The reason I go there is because there's a post office inside, so I have to mail documents in and out from Hong Kong to here, and I mailed 2 sheets of paper with my signature on it, the EMS, and it was like $60 Canadian. Crazy, right? And the burger, actually, I like is when I go to Washington State and I go to the Red Robin's restaurant. I think those burgers are pretty awesome. They have the onion ring inside. That's really nice. Yeah, my mom doesn't even shop. She doesn't even. The best is she'll go to some Asian supermarket and point some vegetable. I want this. I want this, and she doesn't really like to eat meat, except she just told me yesterday. She says, "Because of you, you come over here to visit me, okay? So I ate a few pieces of your steak. If somebody gave me steak, I would never eat it, okay?" So that was a comment from my mom. That was so funny. And my favorite cut of meat is sirloin, New York strip. That's my favorite. I don't like the ribeye because it's really fatty. You have to cut up like half of the steak is fat, and you cut it off and you eat it. The meat is really greasy. Wow, tonight was a fun night, guys. Don't you think? It's kind of late. Are you guys late? It's so nice doing USDA Prime. Yep, that's my favorite. Oh, okay. So let's. Mr. Jaguar had a question for me. Can you explain your family history? Your parents were from Hong Kong. Well, let me gather this. My family is originally from China. So my grandfather was in China. So before was from China, and they came down from to Hong Kong. So and then when my mom and dad, actually they didn't meet each other. They were students in Australia, and they met each other in Australia. And my dad was studying architect, and my mom was studying business administration. And after that, they met and hung out together, and and then my dad had to get his license from Australia. So after he got his license from architecture, they went to the States to get their license, my father's license, and my mom continued with her education in the States. So she graduated from Oklahoma. So my Oklahoman friends, we have a history of Oklahoma because Oklahoma is okay. And my family just traveled. So whenever they traveled, and then they went back to Hong Kong, and they got married. And after that, they just traveled back to Hong Kong to get married. And after that, they went back to the States. And my dad, actually his part-time job was doing drawings, sketching. So it's, for example, we go to San Francisco and Fisherman Wharf, you see people sketching and selling paintings and stuff like that. And my dad actually is an artist, and so that's why he loves paintings. So he paints and sells his artwork for a living, for his part-time. Uh, Thank you, Woodscuff, my live streams. I hardly do live streams because I don't know, is it popular? Vince, thank you for staying up late. It's 11 o'clock in San Francisco, California. So my father does that, and my mom just studied in Oklahoma, and she was the prom. How do you say that, guys? You get on the Chevrolet convertible. My mom, and she was the queen. I think she was the prom queen of that year. Yeah, and she was pretty proud. She even has pictures of the old Chevy with that picture. Do you guys want to see that picture? I have it here. but you have to wait for like 2 minutes. Arizona, Tucson. Yeah, I've been there. It's pretty good. It's really hot in summer. I couldn't stand Arizona. You have to like turn off the car and run into the restaurant because it's so hot. Do you guys want to see the picture of my mom, the prom queen? If so, message me and I'll just run and get that picture and show you guys. Okay, guys, just hold on a second, okay? If have a little break, okay? Just 2 minutes. Thank you, guys. Hi, guys, I'm back. Did some of you guys leave me off the picture? But it's kind of faded, so please excuse me, okay? Ta-da. Is that a Chevrolet, guys? And that's mom here, the prom queen. So that was in Oklahoma. And my mom. It's kind of faded, Mom. Does anybody know what car is this? What automobile is this? Is it a Chevrolet or something? Impala? Something very ancient. Well, that brings back good memories for my mom. Sometimes she often looks back, oh, those were the days. Mom was a party animal too, She had her fun. Yeah. So, and yep, classic indeed. And the thing is, when my folks, Pontiac, okay, interesting. Chevy Impala, yeah, maybe. So basically, but mom she's so proud. Even today, she would tell people, I'm the prom queen. Yeah. And so some, like I was in a bike show today, people say, oh, your English is really good. Where are you from? I said, I'm from LA, actually. Oh, you speak perfect English. What do you think? That's my mother tongue. But sometimes, you can see my English sometimes get screwed up because I have to speak Cantonese. And when you speak another language or Mandarin, your mouth, like the pronunciation, your tongue gets all tangled up and it screws up. So when sometimes I speak English for a long time and you go back to speak Cantonese or something like that, it just can't, bleh. So it's hard for me to be fluent in all language because your tongue kind of adjusts to the language you speak that you used to speak. I'm with a friend today, because before 1997, nobody really learned Mandarin. And before 1997, Hong Kong people weren't really in touch with mainland China. And the border was pretty strong and people didn't really go to China. After the handover back to China, people start to interact a bit more. But still now, majority of Hong Kong people still are unfamiliar with mainland China, which is a part of China now. So they should be, yeah. And do you know? Did you, and do you know where where did I learn how to speak Mandarin, you guys? Can anybody guess where I learned my Mandarin from? Any takers? Anybody guess my Mandarin? My Mandarin's still crap, by the way. People won't think my Mandarin is good. I learned, yeah, in college. You're right. I learned it from in Oklahoma. From no, my wife. Actually, my wife couldn't. My wife couldn't speak Mandarin till now. This day, her Mandarin is crap. Nobody could understand her Mandarin. But I learned my Mandarin in college, in back in Oklahoma. And the reason is that I didn't think I would be using it in mainland China is because I got 5 credits. You get 5 credits for taking Mandarin. And that was cool. But now, you know, if you take Mandarin and you're Asian, you're Chinese, you can't take it. You know, there's a thing now. If you because people, international students would go to college here and take a Mandarin course, but they know it all, right? So they'll get an A. They don't need to study or anything. They get full credit. So now, if you're an international student, you know Chinese, or they don't care if you do, you know, you can't take it anymore. But I was honest, man. When I took Mandarin classes, I couldn't speak a word of Mandarin. So I was an honest guy. Yeah, it's cheating, basically. So nowadays, if you go to USC or something in LA or UCLA, you're trying to take a Mandarin course or something like that, they won't accept you. They will think you're cheating anyway. Yeah, it's true. But my writing is, I couldn't really read very well my Chinese, the characters. It's still very difficult. Plus, I'm old now. I'm not a kid, so my brain is kind of getting slower and slower. So I'm really happy. I mean, I got it off my chest, the story, and why I'm here in Vancouver. So you guys know. So next week, since I'm pretty happy, I mean, I think you guys are happy. I shared the story with you. I mean, it's a pretty personal story, but you know, I enjoyed deeply sharing my story with you guys because you guys are really awesome. Yeah, it's venting, and those doctors, you know, those private doctors are such assholes. Sorry, and I don't mean to cuss or anything, you know, but really, you know, I'm in debt. You know, basically, I'm in debt now. And plus, living in Hong Kong is not easy, you know. I mean, you see these expats in Thailand, Philippines, enjoying the life, but if you're living in Hong Kong, any of you guys living in Hong Kong, it's a very, very expensive city to live in. You know. So, mom, in a conclusion, mom is awesome. Mom is good. She's healthy. She's fat. She's enjoying the life. She won like $50 on the slot machine. You know why she went to the slot machine today is because she's like a member thing, and every day you get some perks when you go there and register. And she got a $8 free play on the slot machine. So she used that three. I think you have to match $8 to get that $8. She put like $10 and get it, and then she started playing. So you got $50 out of it. So it was good. Yeah, debit is scary. Restrict every day. Yes. So remember, guys, talking about debit and money expats. Hong Kong is an expensive city. Let's talk about just really quickly. I know you guys are getting bored of my face and my voice. It's really expensive. It's the real estate is the highest in the world. One of the highest cities, surpassed Manhattan. All those apartments, you know, blew them all off the roof. And eating, if you have a good steak dinner, like for family of 4, like we go to a Ruth Chris like only a couple times a year for a celebration, like my birthday or something like that, and the meal would cost you like for 4, 2 kids and 2 adults, $400 to $500 US, and that's not even ordering any wine. So Hong Kong really is an expensive, very expensive city, And I did a video last year saying I'm moving back, moving back out of LA or Vancouver. But in Vancouver, my mom has a house, so I don't have to, you know, buy another house or rent in a house to live in. So everything is here, and I have a car here and everything. So, um, yep, that I really, till now I'm considering moving. I always wanted to move over to North America, but it's just the pressure and everything. And why don't we do this on the next live stream? I'll talk about the education in Hong Kong, public education in Hong Kong um, is not good. And my kids are obviously they are studying in Hong Kong. And the other thing is 10 people, out of 10 people, one person commits suicide because of school. And you would see an 8-year-old guy commit suicide because of the school pressure and all that. So next week I'll do a live stream. I'll do it earlier. And I'm sorry you guys had to wait so late for it because of my mom today. And I'll do it. I promise I'll do it earlier, maybe on a Sunday. Sunday, say maybe 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock Pacific time, be better. Yeah, I would love to come down to Tucson. It'd be awesome. Get some golf in. You guys are awesome down there. Everybody, you guys are awesome. And I'm going to talk about this subject, and it's really affecting me too. And I would love to talk about it. So it's getting a bit late now, 11 o'clock. Everybody has got to go to work. And I haven't eaten too much, so I'm going to eat a snack as a, Hey, Jesse. Yeah. Facebook, man. So anybody wants to contact me or whatever, I love to answer questions, or if tell me something, give me some advice. I accept 100%. Anybody talks to me, I love to talk to them and visit me. When you guys are on the way to Hong Kong or whatever, or now I'm in Vancouver, and sometimes I go to Washington. It's just like less than an hour's way. So thank you very much for watching. So next week I'm going to get on Sunday, maybe earlier. So I'll do a short video just telling you guys, informing you guys I'll be doing a live. And we'll try that again next Sunday, maybe at 5 o'clock. So thank you very much for watching. Give me a like if possible. It's free. It won't cost you a cent. But the like will make me smile. Okay? It'll give me smiles, guys. Give me a like, okay? And I really appreciate it. And this is one of the most personal stories. I didn't really want to get personal at all for YouTube. I just want to be, show you stuff, that was interesting. But it was just in my system. I just had to get it out. I have to share it with you guys. And everything turned out good. And I'm just moving on and hope mom's going to be good and well for everybody. So everybody's going to be happy. And I hope I'm going to talk to my siblings. So I'm going to see you guys next week, and I'll make a little video again. So all you guys are so awesome. And thank you for my like. Just make me happy with a like. Yeah. And good night. So my goodbye is relax yourself. Enjoy life, and like my videos. Give me a like and share it if you can. Have somebody like to share my story. So I'm gonna get some snack to eat before I get some rest. And again, thank you very much for watching. And from my heart, I do appreciate you coming to my little channel and just seeing me, my boring face. So goodbye, and see you next week. Bye bye, guys. Thank you for watching.